Hello everyone. Welcome to week 10. No, week 9. This is week 9. We are on unit 10, but this is the 9th week of doing online English learning. I know it has been challenging to continue doing your English studies when we are not meeting together in person, and it's difficult to want to continue studying English when there are so many other challenging things going on in your life and in the world. So I just want to thank you for your hard work and to thank you for continuing to work towards making your lives better, being better able to communicate with your neighbors here and with the people around you. So thank you so much. I am very proud of all the work that all of you are doing. So it is getting close to the end of our year. So before we jump in to the lesson, I wanted to point out we only have 3 more weeks of this year. This week, June 1st, we will be in Unit 10 and we will do lessons A, B, and C. In the next week, June 8th, we will finish Unit 10. We will do lessons D, E, and F. Maybe F, maybe something else. But then June 15th is our last week for the whole entire year. So I will do some review and we will have a final exam. I am still waiting to hear from my bosses what our exam will look like and what next year will look like. I don't know when we will meet in person again. I don't know if next year I will teach level 3, level 4, level 5. I don't know. I hope to hear from them very soon. But please check your WhatsApp for updates on everything. Updates on our classes, updates on meeting in person or not. So yeah, check WhatsApp, respond to the group. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and start our lesson. Are you ready? You know how we like to begin. Take a deep breath and then let it out. Get your feet flat on the floor, your arms are loose, and breathe in through your nose. Make sure your belly is expanding, and then let it out. Feel everything loosen. Yeah? Get loose and relaxed. Okay. Now that we've cleared out everything, your brain is ready to learn. So let's begin. Our lesson today is about wedding customs. I'm so excited about this. I think the whole unit 10 is about free time, but today lesson A is about weddings. So very exciting because weddings are fun. So let's talk about what are some examples of wedding customs in the United States. How many of you have been to a wedding in the United States? I wish we could have this conversation in person. I would love to know what your experiences have been with weddings in the United States. So what are some customs? Usually the bride wears a white gown. A gown is like if you don't know, a very formal, very fancy dress. Only for very formal occasions. It's called a gown. So, bride. Oof, I cannot write today. Okay. Bride wears white gown, and the groom usually wears a tuxedo. Usually. Tuxedo, if you don't know, is like a suit, like a men's suit, but it's extra formal. It's extra special. I don't know the actual parts of the suit that you add to make it a tuxedo. I don't know what makes a tuxedo different from a suit, but I know that they look more fancy. So, groom wears tuxedo. Okay. What else? The couple usually cuts together, they cut a wedding cake. Couple cuts the wedding cake. What else? Usually, the couple hosts a dinner the night before the wedding. This is called a rehearsal dinner. So normally, there's the wedding rehearsal where everybody practices who walks at what time and what songs will be played, who goes where. And then after the rehearsal, there is a dinner hosted by the couple. And actually, I don't know if this is only in the South or if this is just an older, not as common tradition, but my understanding is that traditionally the groom's family pays for and hosts the rehearsal dinner, and the bride's family pays for and hosts the reception, which is after the wedding ceremony. So that's normally how I hear of people breaking down who is technically hosting and paying for, who is in charge of the decisions about the rehearsal dinner and the reception. Another one that I really enjoy that I forgot to do at my own wedding. I completely forgot to do this and I'm so mad. Normally the bride carries a bouquet of flowers, and after the ceremony, all of the single women who are present at the reception, if you are not married, you go forward and gather in a group, and the bride stands over here and turns around and tosses the bouquet, and whichever single lady catches the bouquet they say she's the next one to get married. So, that's a fun, silly tradition that happens at a lot of weddings. So, yeah. Oh, one more. I'm sorry. This is important. Not important. They mentioned in the book that this happens. Another custom in the United States, although it is less popular, maybe less popular today, the bride will wear something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. So this is another custom that I tried to do but did not complete personally, which is so sad. But so sometimes they will borrow something from a friend or a family member. They will wear. So I wore my grandmother's pearl necklace when I got married. And that actually, I counted that as old and borrowed because my grandmother was not giving them to me. She wanted them back. So I borrowed her old pearl necklace that was old, and then my dress was new. And I did not have anything blue. I had nothing blue, and there were too many other details to worry about. So yeah, so that's another fun custom that maybe doesn't happen in other countries. Okay, so now that we've talked about that, let's open the book. Open your books to page 122. And let's look briefly at these pictures before we listen to the story, okay? So what do you see? All right. We see bride and groom. Yeah. We see the bride is holding some flowers. We see an envelope with money. In picture number 2, we see the envelope with some money, cash. We see a table with some gifts on it. We see another bride and groom in picture number 3. One important thing to point out, it may be difficult to tell in the picture, but if you look at picture number 3, what they are doing in this picture is they are leaving the ceremony, and the wedding guests are throwing rice at them, like dried, not cooked rice. So it used to be traditional to throw rice at the bride and groom. However, most people today don't really do that. I did not realize, but it can make birds sick. If they eat the uncooked rice, it can make birds sick. So people usually, they don't do rice anymore, but they might do they usually do something whenever the bride and groom are leaving the ceremony or when they leave the reception. Guests might throw birdseed, or they might, one wedding I went to, they blew bubbles. Everybody, all the guests received a little bubble wand and everybody blew bubbles. I wanted to show you what we did. Instead of bubbles, Chris went to a wedding. He attended a wedding where everyone waved handkerchiefs, the cloth that you use it to blow your nose, but sometimes they just have handkerchiefs that are just for decoration. And so he went to a wedding where everyone waved the handkerchiefs as the bride and groom left. So for our wedding, we decided, I don't know if you can see, I should take it out of the frame. Should have taken it. I'll send you a picture in the WhatsApp group. But we gave everyone colorful ribbons to wave. And Chris and I, as we left, we ran through the lines of people waving their ribbons. It was really cute. Okay, I think in the next video I will show you, because we're running out of time now, but in the next video I will show you some more pictures from our wedding. Okay, so let's see. So let's go ahead and listen to the story. So as you listen, we will be listening for, you see the questions on page 123. You're listening for who are the speakers and what are they talking about, okay? So we'll listen to that, and then also as you listen, you're trying to complete the chart. So writing down what are the American customs and what are the Vietnamese customs. Okay, so let's listen. Let's listen now.
Unit 10, Free Time. Page 123, exercises 2A and 2B.
Hi, Kathy. What are you doing this weekend?
Oh, Thon, I'm glad you asked. I was invited to Bao and An's wedding. It's Saturday night, and I haven't bought them a gift yet.
So?
Well, I don't know what to get them. They aren't registered at any stores.
Registered? What's that?
Well, for many American weddings, the bride and groom sign up with a gift registry service at a store. They make a list of what they want, and then people can go to the store or the store's website and buy something on the couple's list.
I've never heard of that custom. At a Vietnamese wedding, guests just bring cash in an envelope.
Really?
Yeah, and during the reception, the bride and groom walk from table to table, greet the guests, and collect the envelopes. If I were you, I would just take an envelope.
Okay, thanks for the advice. I guess customs are really different across cultures, aren't they?
That's for sure. Do you know what really surprised me the first time I went to an American wedding?
No, what?
As the bride and groom were leaving the reception, the guests threw rice at them. What a waste of food. Where does that custom come from?
Oh, that's a really old tradition. Rice is a symbol of fertility and longevity, so throwing rice represents the hope that the couple will have children and live a long life together.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. So, Thon, what else happens at a Vietnamese wedding?
Well, for one thing, it's traditional for a Vietnamese bride to wear a red dress.
Red? Not white like in this country?
That's right. In our culture, red symbolizes good fortune. In fact, one of the traditional foods at a Vietnamese wedding is red sticky rice.
Interesting. Let me ask you something else. My invitation was just for the wedding reception in the evening. What about the ceremony?
Well, traditionally, the ceremony takes place at the bride's home with just the family and close relatives. It's usually held in the morning. The reception in the evening is actually a huge party with all the couple's friends and acquaintances, lots of dancing, and lots of food. Be prepared for a 7 or 8 course dinner.
Wow. I guess I won't eat anything beforehand. So, will I see you at Bao and An's wedding?
I wish I could go, but I have to go to my nephew's graduation party. I hope you have a great time.
I hope so too. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay. So, that was the story. Your homework will be to listen again and fill out the chart with American customs and Vietnamese customs, okay? Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.